Alright, well, this is not an announcement that I was hoping to have to make, and I know that I said on Twitter yesterday that I wasn't going to be posting this week, and trying to take some time for myself, but the alternative is being stuck in my own head, which is not a very pleasant place to be right now. So I just wanted to pop on here real quick and just kind of tell you guys what happened, because I know that a number of you have been following us really closely, hoping for a more positive outcome. So I just wanted to kind of make it official and tell everybody, and then yeah. So if you clicked on this video, you already know what happened. Nala did pass away on Monday. She was egg bound about 6 weeks ago, over the Easter weekend. She had an egg, and I made a video all about it, and they did get it out after 4.5 days, but since then she's just been having a lot of complications, and she couldn't use her foot for a while, and then like her cloaca wasn't healing, and it just kept piling up. And about a month before the egg, her cloaca had actually been a little bit distended, so I'd kind of already been watching to see if maybe she had a tumor or if something was going on. The egg was not the cause of all of her problems. It was a symptom of something bigger going on. So I had her at the vet last week, and she was there because she couldn't use her leg, and her cloaca was still distended and not healing. While she was at the vet, she prolapsed her cloaca. And so the vet put her on Metacam, which is an anti-inflammatory, and essentially told me if she prolapses again, that is a life or death situation that she will not come back from. He said looking at her, he couldn't feel a tumor, but the tissue around her cloaca did look cancerous. And he said, maybe she's just having a really hard time healing from this egg, but she should have healed, and she hasn't healed at all. And it should have been improving. So that was hard to hear, but I came home and I put her on the Metacam, and that was, I think, last Monday. And then on Friday, they called back just to see how she was doing, and she had prolapsed a second time, but within a minute it had gone back in on its own, and she was back up and moving and fine, acting like nothing happened. So I decided to keep her on the Metacam and just kind of see how she did. And then this past Monday, she prolapsed a third time, and it did not go back in. So I brought her into the vet, and he was happy because she has the use of her leg again, and she was acting perfectly fine. Like, she was acting perfect. Her poops were good. She was eating, she was drinking, she was climbing, she was doing everything that a budgie is supposed to do. She just was not healing. So he was able to put her prolapsed cloaca back in, but he looked at it again and said, this is not right. She has an injury to her cloaca that may have been caused from the egg, may have been caused by the repeated prolapses, we don't know. She's got granulomas or cancer or both along the inside of her cervix. We didn't run any further tests. She could have gone for surgery. It would have been a temporary fix, suture just to stop her from prolapsing, but wouldn't have actually fixed her. This is not something that she could come back from. So I went home. That was at 4 o'clock on Monday, and I went home and just kind of sat down, and that was the first time that I was like, okay, this is happening. She's not going to heal. And that was really, really hard. I had a really big meltdown. And I'm not a very emotional person. I'm emotional, but I'm not a big crier. And I was a mess. And I, around 9 o'clock, was just kind of starting to get myself together, and be like, okay, we have a limited time together. It could be days, it could be a couple of weeks, I don't know, but I want to start planning to give her like the best day ever kind of thing, you know, like you always see like those YouTube videos of them giving like old dogs or rescue dogs like their best day. I wanted to do that for Nala. So I was sitting on the bed planning that, and I heard a noise, and I didn't even have to look. I knew as soon as I heard it that she had prolapsed for the final time, and that sucked. I had just begun to kind of accept the fact that I was gonna lose her, and then for it to be that quick was unbearable. And she was just sitting there. She was just sitting there with Chip, minding her own business, like hunkering down for the night. Looked totally fine, but I knew that as soon as I checked her tail and her vent area, I knew what I was gonna find, and I knew that she wouldn't make it through the night like that. And prolapse, it essentially results in like necrosis and then sepsis, and that's a really, really miserable way to go. And I didn't want to put her through that. So I called my friend, and she called some vets, and we made a plan, and then I caught Nala, and it sucked because she knew that we were going back to the vet, and she really didn't want to go, and especially since the last time they had put her prolapse back in it was painful for her. Like the first couple times it didn't really seem to bother her, but this last time she didn't love it. So she knew where we were going, and she was not happy. So that was really hard. But once we got to the vet, she calmed down a little bit. And it wasn't my regular vet. They were closed, but these guys were really, really good. They put me completely in control of the whole euthanasia process. They were just really good. They gave me everything. So I brought her in her cage into the back room, and then I caught her in the cage because she doesn't like being grabbed. So I caught her, and I felt really bad doing it because like she doesn't know what's gonna happen. Obviously, she was just peeved at me for like trying to manhandle her, but it's still hard. And they let me bring her out, and I put the mask on her to put her under, and then they did their thing, and it was done. It was quick, it was peaceful, and then they let me stay with her for a while. They wrapped her up in a cute little tea cloth. This is the farthest I've made it into this video so far without crying. I feel pretty proud of myself right now because the first couple times were not good. But yeah, so I just spent some time with her, holding her and telling her how much I loved her. And then they came and took her, and I'm having her cremated, so that'll be done soon. And the birds here are having a really rough time. Chip is looking for her quite a bit. He's not really eating. Cusco hasn't noticed. Cusco doesn't care. But Chip and Indy are both looking for her, and I mean, like, it's just really sad. I haven't slept more than an hour or two for 2 days now. And I'm so grateful to have had so much support during all of this, and we just had so many messages from so many people who cared, who don't even know us, and that really means a lot. And I'm sorry that this isn't the update that you were hoping for. I'm really proud of how I handled everything. I know that I gave her a good life. I know that I gave her a good death. I know that she didn't suffer. And it's just hard because she's not very old, and to lose her sooner than I thought I would really stings. I've had animals my whole life. I've worked with animals my whole life. I'm used to loss, but this one is a lot harder than most of them have been. And I'm nowhere near ready to get another bird or to add to the flock, but the flock is struggling, and a lot of times with birds, integrating a new bird into the flock can kind of help fill that hole. So I am keeping an eye out for a bird who really needs it. So if you see a bird pop up on my channel and start to think like, oh, that's soon, keep in mind that it's not for me at all. It's for them. And I will just get through. I feel so lucky to have found such a wonderful first bird. Everything that I do for my pets, all the animals that I have, are all because of Nala and because of how incredible she was. And this is really hard. It's hard to wake up every morning to an aviary that doesn't have her in it. It's hard when her nightlight comes on at night. It's just really hard. And there's not really a whole lot else to say. I will be doing a memorial video for her at some point, but I want it to happen after some time has passed. I want it to be a happy thing that I can look back on, and I want it to be a place just full of all of the good memories that we have. I don't want it to be something sad. This is the only sad video. I want her memory to be a good one, and about the life that she lived and the time that we had together, and not about the way that she went. So yeah, I'm gonna leave this here. This is the farthest I've made it into this video without crying, and I really, really hate crying in public. I probably won't even edit this. I'll probably just put it up and then just never watch it. But I just wanted to let you guys know what was going on, because you've all been so lovely and so supportive. So thank you for that, because it really does mean a lot that so many people care about us. And yeah, hopefully I'll be back soon. Thanks, guys.